Wait, finally. Fuck me, it took a long time. So, man, you'd need an engineering degree to figure this stuff out. You really, really would. Okay, we got no one in the chat room just yet. So let's just keep it chilled, man. Let's just keep. Hey, we got 4 people. Brilliant. Thanks very much for joining me. Ooh, how are you, Sham? Do you want to hear some Shamrock? Do you? Actually, I think some motherfucker coined that phrase. The boys. I'm gonna slam this YouTube shit now. I got over the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all very much. There's a lot to learn. What do you think of that? Hardy Bucks Season 2. Hardy Bucks Season 3. That's all I got for myself. Gwen Martin, Ian Dwegan. Fuck. Sitting on this fucking chair, man. Give me a second. Give me a fucking minute, will you? Dog got scared, so he did. The dog got scared. I don't even think I need to put these fucking headphones on, man, because I can't hear anybody. Cannot hear nobody. Bit of palm muting. Okay, who we got here? Alex Hurley, Beardsman MEP, Member of European Parliament. Fair play. Tommy Swords, Ian Deignan, John Francis, Wreck the Gaff Man. Absolutely. Jimmy Bears, man. Jimmy Bears is back. Fucking Landormer. Good afternoon to you, mate. Mama Duck. Oh, they're all in. They're all in today. All the lads. All of them. Gesho Coronetto, it's been a long time, mate. It's been a long time. Any requests for a couple of all the boys to Friday session? The boys are on the session. Mama Duck is a ladette. Been in a Varna. Get away from your mom. Get away on a plane. What was it? Fucking. It to her, it to me. I don't really care. We don't have to breathe. We don't do. Oh, fuck, I can't remember it, man. That used to be Digsy's Dinner. I could do this one. Is it my imagination, or have I finally found something worth working for? It's a crazy situation to find yourself a job when there's nothing worth working for. Never working. You can work for a lifetime, spend your days in the sunshine. You might as well do the white line, 'cause when it comes on top, you gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. Is it worth the aggravation to find yourself a job when there's nothing worth working for? You can work for a lifetime, spend your days in the sunshine. You might as well do the white chunk when it comes on top. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. You gotta shake it. You gotta make it. Okay, I skipped a couple of jimmies there. Rip the britches clean off you. Hold on. It's kind of shit because you can't see any of this old crack. Yeah, I'm a bit rusty. I haven't played much guitar yesterday. I had a rehearsal with my band over here in Sweden. If you haven't heard my EP, it's not fucking bad. It's pretty good. I'm not reinventing the wheel or anything. I've always wanted to have an album for years, and it's Martin Maloney, Constant Battle. It's out on Spotify and iTunes. I won't see a fucking penny out of Spotify. I don't think anyone will. Swedish boys fucking ripped everyone off. Got the skills, Maloney. Sarah Snake from Canada. Mama Duck, this Friday turned out somewhat different than I expected. Yeah, you know what? It's took me so long to get that YouTube channel over 1,000, man. I focus too much on Facebook. And Zuckerberg gives me no options. No options, Zuckerberg. I fucking worked for you long enough. This is what I think of Zuckerberg. Well, I stand up next to Zuckerberg. I smack him down with the back of my hand. He's a slippery fucking reptile, baby. He's got slits instead of retinas. Well, if I see him around Castle Barman, I'll kick him in the nuts. In the nuts. Cause he sucked me hard. He sucked me hard. Sucked me hard. Suck my fucking big fat ginger dick. Need a fucking booster for that. The mic is auto leveling the guitar out of the equation. Almost when you're singing. Fuck me, the mic. Yeah, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Stick with me. Can I do this? You fucking auto leveling fast track AKG Perception 220 looking son of a bitch. I've got a load of stuff down here, man. Load of stuff. I've even got I bought this back in Galway, fucking for the busking days in 2004. Some good tunes in there, man. Some good tunes. Going acoustic. You know what? I could go acoustic. Or I could just play two of them at once, like Michelangelo Battio. Thanks very much, Sarah Snake. You know who's fucking good on the guitar as well? The Viper. I got onto him years ago about me and him putting a band together. I have a load of recordings of me and him playing music. And it's like the comedy. It's like the comedy. But I've some tunes in here. Angels by Robbie Williams. I've got a first that's carved by angels. The Boxer, Simon and Garfunkel, two lads who knew nothing about boxing. I'll have you know. Especially Garfunkel, man. I'd say Simon was a bit, or Paul Simon, yeah, he was a bit, I'd say he'd be wiry, a bit sinewy, but Garfunkel. But that said, never judge a book by its cover, because it might slap you in the jaw. A collab with Francis Higgins. Hey, look, I'm always fucking, I don't get to see him. I haven't seen him since, like, I seen him once last year. I never see him anymore. But when he's on form and the two of us are together, I don't think the internet has enough bandwidth to support such a endeavor. Cry, baby, cry. John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Bit of Beatles. A day in the life. A day in the life. Here. Let's have a look. You know, I was born just over the Mersey, and apparently McCartney's mum lived round the corner. Oh, you want to go acoustic, dear? Fuck me, I nearly dropped that. That would have been a disaster. Put you away for now. Stretchy. I'll tell you another thing I have, which is my mate Danny Moha, who you may have seen in the stateside videos that I've been doing. He gave me an old Yamaha keyboard from the 90s. And that's probably one of the most fun things that I've had in years. And at first I was like, oh, look, mate, I live in an apartment. I've got I can't get enough of the stateside voice. Hold your mind. This webcam, man, it's not very... Hold on. That might be a bit better. Would you consider yourself collaborating with Mike Denver? Well, my name is Mike in Denver. I play all around the UK. Sure, my uncle thinks the sun shines out of his arse. Seen him once in Blackpool. Is he Seamus Moore's biological son? I don't know. Mama Duck says, oh yes, the Beatles. I read the news today, oh boy. Well, fuck you. That's one I haven't played for a while. But you know what? I've got the chords in the book in front of me. So let's have a little look at that. This is fantastic. I actually, I've wanted to live stream for ages, and it's just like hanging out with a bunch of sound people who type. A bit of bass, actually, Irish Cube. The lad who plays drums in the band, Nicholas, he had like a Squire bass, and I was like, what's the story with the bass there, man? Can I get the loan of it? And he was like, well, that's mine for lessons, but I can get you one for like a couple of hundred crowns. I was like, yeah, man, I want to do some level 42, fucking slap the plank stuff. Stateside. Rory Gaming, sound people, headers. Who's this? Swedes, or these guys in the chat? You're all sound, man. It's nice. I want to do this all the time. Because Sweden, you know, it's grand, like, but it doesn't have the same. It's not half as much crack as Ireland is, man. Ireland is like, I lived in New York, and you know, I compared, like, yeah, New York looks cool because it's got skyscrapers and yellow cabs, and people go, "Hey, I'm fucking walking here," but they don't really. Oh, fucking Hotel California. I think I could do that, Eastwood, but like Dublin, it's open. You know, as I said in the podcast the other day with Duncan Maitland, I said, you know, New York, it's the same as Dublin. It's going to be shit on a Tuesday night, and so is Dublin, unless you're with the fucking boys in Whelan's, supping IPA. Okay, Blackbird singing in the dead of night. You wanted some Hotel California? Consider it done. On a dark, dizzy highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. As she stood in the corner, I heard the mission bell. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven California, coming downtown for a couple of scoops. Welcome to the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here. Fuck it. Hotel California, any time of year. Well, Miss Tiffany Twisted, she got a Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty boys she calls friends. And they dance in the courtyard to DJ Alligator. Some dances to remember, some dances to forget. So I called up the captain. I said, please bring me my buck fast. He said, we don't have that spirit here since 1999. And still those voices are calling from far away. Just to hear in the middle of the night, just to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel Swinfredonia. Any time of year, you can find us here. Plenty of room at the Hotel Swinfredonia. That was a bit of that anyway. Tried to make a joke there, but affected. Hey, didn't we all? So did the UK leave fucking Europe, or what's the crack? Is it Armageddon over there now, or is it just a bunch of fucking assholes in suits talking shite and getting well paid for it? Should I do a Brexit song? Not yet. Okay. It's such fucking... I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. And I'm also sick of, like, right on establishment comedians, in quotes, just fucking trying to get publicity off Twitter by talking about the Remain. I don't... Brexit Party 2019. They're having a third vote. Do you know what? This is typical fucking EU, this is. Do you remember the Nice Treaty back in 2001? Then there was the Lisbon Treaty. And then if you vote the other way, they just make you vote again. And I lost money on Brexit. And I think there was a fifth series didn't go ahead because of Brexit, because RT took a hit. So if anyone has been affected, I'm not saying that I'm the biggest benefactor of negative consequences of the Brexit, but yeah, man, I fucking lost money. Even when I bought this computer, I was like, sweet, man, I had a really nice deal on Macs. And then because of Brexit, Apple, fucking scumbags, jack up the price to match the deficit. So if I'd got in a week earlier, I would have got a 15-inch MacBook Pro for like half the price. Lisbon Treaty and Denmark. What was the crack with Denmark? Oh yeah, they made them vote twice as well, did they? Yeah, they're meanwhile having a second referendum is out the question. In what capacity is that, Steve? And the Lisbon Treaty, yeah. Would you be more of a Les Paul or a Stratman? Probably more of a Stratman. I'd like to play Telecaster. I mean, there's a load of guitars I'd like to own. What's the name of the Epiphone, the EC or the EG? I can't remember, the hollow body one, the 50s Chuck Berry looking one that Noel Gallagher plays. That's a nice one. Tommy Swords, you've got Hotel California stuck in your head. All this shit with Brexit does my fucking head in. David St. Patrick on the ES335, thank you very much. And these lads, they're on the Discord server, good loyal brethrens to the cause. The Jack Cassidy hollow body May keeps having votes in Commons on her deal. 3 now, but she will not even whisper a chance of a second referendum. I don't even get it, man. I just don't even fucking get it. I mean, I'm not even going to try and talk about that Brexit shit because I have no idea. And I follow a lot of geopolitical events, as you might have seen in some of my previous videos. I know the crack. I know the crack. I do have to be skeptical enough about the EU, though, because it's it's a fucking dictatorship's wet dream. Like you got Macron and Merkel putting together, wanting to put together an EU army. That's not good. I think everyone should be. I think it's great for free travel, diplomacy, and trade, and it's nice to bring everyone together in a nice, cozy group. I get that bit, and I like that. I'm an Irish citizen living in Sweden, and I have those benefits. It's sweet, you know, the Schengen, all that kind of thing. But I don't like the idea of fucking someone in Brussels. I mean, what's this crack? Someone said that they're going to put limiters in cars and shit. I mean, just leave people the fuck alone, man. Just have your trade, have your travel, and just piss off because you're getting paid obscene amounts of money. There's probably a couple of backhanders. A lot of these people in the EU, right, are basically they're like people in RTE. There's people just sitting around an office all day, being paid vast sums of money, and to look busy, they create some sort of new laws. Go, look what I've been busy working today. Look, I made this new law, which means, you know, dildos have to be a minimum of 7 inches. But let's not stymie the water. Rory Gallagher once said he never spoke about politics in his music or in interviews because it makes everything stagnant. I would agree. Tattoo lady, pretty baby, they're my family. When I was lonely, someone told me where I could always be. So you could push the penny if you got any, maybe down by the shooting gallery. Cause I'm a fairground baby. Wonder what made me fall for the pearly queen. When I spent all my youth on the canvas roof as I roam from town to town. I'm not fooling when I said I got no schooling. Never did let the school bell sound. From inside the caravan, I heard the fairground band sounded good as it could be. Tomorrow take a look around, but if you look around, you know we'll be gone by dawn. Tattoo lady, pretty baby, they're my family. When I was lonely, someone told me where I could always be. Where you could push the penny if you got any. Meeting by the shooting gallery. No one knows what it's like to be ginger. Ginger. And I've got blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to wear this sun cream like I do. And I blame you. But my dreams, they are as empty. No, they're not. How bizarre. Fuck me, man. How bizarre. How bizarre. Hawaiian boys. I was a bit like, who the fuck are these dudes, man? That's up there with, what the hell am I doing living in LA at 26? Hell. NATO with Trump, Mama Duck. How'd you mind, as stateside would say. Have I ever played Shenmue on Dreamcast? I've been watching the Viper playing that game, man. It's one of the most boring looking games I've ever seen, but he makes it fucking hilarious. So, other than the fact that the Viper is playing Shenmue, I would have no idea it even existed. Me and the Viper, and Viper is doing it for the rest of us, Martin. Fair play, he is. He's doing a great job of it. Is this a rant? It's just a fucking, but yeah, I guess so, yeah. He's a true martyr of the way of Shenmue. That forklift level he was doing, Jesus, man. It's just like, you could go out and do that and get paid for it in real life and then buy it, you know, some hookers and shit. Oh, Jesus, that was desperate. Oh, yeah, the forklift job. It was, man. More raconteur than ranter. Mama Duck, I'll take that one. And I'll go, raconteur. back and tour, then I ran around, I'll do that jazzy number. Viper is a true artist. I do miss him. And I'm not gay for saying it. Not in a gay way, man. Like, I've known that kid since he was fucking 11. Went to school when he was a squeaky-voiced 11-year-old going, "Hey, Martin, do you want to play Resident Evil 2? And I was like, well, what's Resident Evil 2? And he had a memory card with loads of cool stuff on it. Balls never touched. Watched him trying to catch leaves for 20 minutes. Shenmue 3 is out in August. Shenmue 3, Enter the Forklift. Must have been some laughs. Man, we made our own little language. And the word stateside has an interesting history, because we were such piss takers in school, and like when we were knocking around the town, we used to do this. We used to say this. There was another lad, one of our mates, Chris Kinsella, who was another piss taker. He was about a year older than me, and he was a seriously funny bastard. So we just stand around in street corners going face mickle, and then it went from face mickle to schmickle, and then to schmeichel, and then you start saying like, oh, what was it? Yeah, so then we start just calling people Smeichel. So if you see someone who looked a bit weird or something going on, you go, oh, Smeichel. I heard Smeichel scored a few or saved a few the other day, and then you'd have a good little secret laugh. But stateside came from like if you were around dodgy people, like we used to say like Knackerville or something, and then it went from Knackerville to Knackerville, Tennessee, and then it was like Tennessee stateside. So then it was just like stateside, and then the word then people, if there was a load of dodgy people in one go, you just say statesiders, man, statesiders, and that's what stateside got his nickname, stateside. One of my favorite bits. It is a savage evolution of messing. There's so many of those little dishes that happened. Yeah, that video of, if you look back through my videos and you see the Stetsoid part 1, there's one of my favorite bits is when stateside is like, he's by a rose bush, he goes, "Won't you take a ride on the boat with me? It'll be the last one you ever did." And I go, "How'd you get on last night, Tom?" He was on a night out, and he goes, "Oh, met these Moroccan lads and, went into the toilet for free." Like you had to pay to get into the toilet. And then he goes, "Yeah, man, he gave me some coke. Did nothing to me, man. Just kept me awake all night." The whole fucking point of being in, the whole point was to keep awake. Oh man. Yeah, I have another video that it's just getting time, man. Like if you wanna like contribute to I'm doing this Hardy Books podcast as well, which is pretty good. So it's just about getting the gear, getting the lads down. I mean, I'm not the most technically advanced guy, but I will get there eventually. Just need time, and time is money. And if I can get you guys, or you know of anyone else who wants to donate to the Patreon page, the Hardy Books Patreon page, that just means I can get gear, and I can keep the trouble and strife off my back for doing this. But the Hardy Books podcast is going to be very good, I think. It's going to be good crack. Martin, what's the most amount of pints you've ever seen someone drink in one continuous session? I don't know, man, but my dad and Lexus, when I was 18, I was working on my sister and brother-in-law's house in Ranelagh in Dublin, and there's one Wednesday night we went to the 108 in Rathgar in Dublin, and those lads, like Paul who played Lexus, was 27 at the time, and my dad was probably in like his late 40s, and I tried to keep up with them, and by God, fucking hard old schlag. I think my dad was walking down the street, and just goes, bleh. But I think he was up to about like 16 pints. No fucking dinner. And Paul, he bought me, like, because I remember I'd hear lads talking about Goldschlager is class, man. It's got bits of gold in it, and it cuts the inside of your stomach, so the alcohol goes into your bloodstream quicker. One of those like urban myth kind of jobs. And so after about like 5 Guinness, I was feeling ropey as fuck. And I said to Paul, he goes, what are you having? What are you having? And I went, oh, I'll have a Goldschlager. And that was it. I couldn't touch a drop after that. I would have hurled. But I don't know. I've put some serious amount of stuff. I was at a wedding it was a christening in Poland last year. Danny Moha's son, and I was the Il Padrino for that. But the Poles, man, they know how to put it away. The secret to heavy drinking is you have to eat. If you like this bullshit of like eating's cheating, that is a rookie move. And Big Mick told me once, he goes, no, I tell you, this is the God's honest truth. No, this is fact. No. It is only the fool that would go out on an empty stomach. And I have to say, I made with great constitution in that respect when it comes to drinking pints. Eugene, or Big Mick, that man, him, all of my dad's brothers, all of them are like big fucking Mayo men. And all of them can put the pints away. I mean, it's just Steve Jennings. My old lad drinks his last pint of the night as fast as I drink my first. He is a monster. Steve Jennings' dad, he puts the pints away. He's a monster. The monster. Put the pints away. Drink talk, a bit boring, an Irish obsession. Do you drink much pints, by Deddy? Have you suffered the highs and lows of the pint session? As Ollie Reed says, when it is an Irish obsession, because I think a lot of people have been forced indoors due to the fucking weather being so shit. Like, we live in a kind of a almost hostile environment when it comes to weather. You're not going to freeze to death, but you could get hypothermia from being wet and get exposure. Now, I tell you this, the great late Oliver Reed, when he was on the Michael Aspel show, was taken to task by Clive James, the old Australian TV presenter. And he said, hey, by Deddy, I don't doubt you didn't suffer for the cause. But when Oliver Reed was taken to task for, if I could figure out how to get the video, can anyone tell me how you put videos up on a live stream? And I'll get that clip up so I can show you. But the Oliver Reed by Clive James, Oliver Reed comes up with a jug full of vodka and orange, and he starts singing, I was known as the wild one for miles around. And he's take me down. He's going nuts. So at the end of it, he's got like his shirt is wide open, his collar is up, and he sits down and he's like, thank you very much for joining us, Oliver. And then when he sits down on the couch, Clive James said to him, he goes, Oliver, yes, what do you drink? Well, I believe some of the finest people I have met in my life have been in pubs. So he lived. You gotta know your limits with the drink, though, man. Most of my fucking biggest regrets have been through drinking, but also some of the best times I've ever had have been through drinking. Lady Ellen, you seen that the Oliver Reed, like. I don't know how to get this up, man, but I think there's like some sort of way of capturing the screen. I know that I'm going to try and get this sorted for next time with OBS Streamlabs. For some reason, I couldn't get past this management panel. It's boring, and it wouldn't give me the encryption key. But once I have all that figured out, I'm going to get really technical. I'm going to buy like 9 webcams and just have different shots of me talking the same thing. Up the Durkin fella, Stevie Mulligan. Stevie Mulligan. 10 spots. Laughing my ass off. Is that why Jennings? Well, it makes sense now. Sarah Snake, man. Sarah Snake. It's Sarah Snake. It's Sarah Snake. It's Sarah Snake. It's Sarah Snake. Sarah Snake. Boom, 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 boom. Sarah Snake. Doom, doom, doom. Sarah Snake, Snake, Snakey, Snakey, Snake. She's from Canada. So, do you drink the pints on a Tuesday night? Do you smoke the weed? Do you eat Goodfellas pizzas from Galway Super Value, like I did back in the day? Do I like maple syrup? Maple syrup is always in the kitchen. Always in the kitchen. Captain Croft, yo Maloney, how we getting on? Bit of shredding on the go. Oh, a bit of the old. But you hear the news about maple syrup? It's pretty fucking good. They make that shit up in Canada. They got the maple leaf on the flag. I eat that stuff with pancakes, make it in porridge too. I throw a couple of walnuts, and that's the honest truth. Yeah, honey, maple syrup. Maple syrup is nice, man. I like maple syrup is good stuff. What's going on? There's a bit of a discussion here in the comment section. How about a bit of the old Swedish death metal? Death metal's in like Entombed and all that kind of thing. An interesting thing, the Ola, the guy who produced my EP, he was working with Nicky Anderson in his studio. And Nicky Anderson was in Entombed and the Helicopters and Empire State Electric. So yeah, it's Blind Guardian. Blind Guardian's after you. The fucking lad was useless because he couldn't see who he was guarding. Blind Guardian! Blind Guardian! Why are you in Sweden? A bird. That's right, that's right. Even though I had a fair few of them in my day. I first came here in 2003 after living in Eos in Greece with a fucking bunch of headers and stray dogs. I went into railing in 2002. I met a bunch of fucking lunatics in Eos in Greece. I met a crazy motherfucker. His name was Justin Massler. Google Justin Massler and see what comes up. That guy came to my house for Christmas. He was crazy as fuck. He was good crack. He was unhinged. Turns out he was done for internet stalking Ivanka Trump. But it turns out he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I wish him well. Nice birds. Yeah, they are. Some nice jobbies. Sirens, Landormer. Sirens. Is that a band or what's the crack? Count Grisnak and the boys were Norwegian. Turbanegro is a great band as well. But I never really liked them since Hank from Helvete left. It's kind of like when Guns N' Roses had like Buckethead and Johnny Five or whatever the fuck his name is. I hope you donate. You could donate, but I have to have at least 4,000 hours watched by people in order for them to approve the super chats. But once the super chat starts, man, I'm going to be fucking... This is more crack than being in a Swedish pub. Cause they're fucking boring. Cause they're fucking boring. They are so fucking boring. The place is micromanaged by the state, by the state, by the fucking state. Oh, it's boring. Sometimes you can have a good laugh, though. No, it was a joke. Google them if you want, but it's horrible. Okay. Oh wait, are they those those singers, the ones who I featured in the Ballycunning Guide to Acting video I did there last week, made in Coolock Industrial Estate. Get a Streamlabs, Land Dorma. Streamlabs, is that compatible with Mac? Because boring cunt. Yeah, I mean, I do have a Streamlabs account. Maybe I could set it up. I might do something later on. Tommy says, we'll throw donations at you. That'd be fucking sweet. Feed the Durkin donations. It's a website. Yeah, I do have an account on Streamlabs. Let me just check that out. I do have one. If you would like to donate, absolutely, that would be fantastic. Streamlabs. I think I did set up an account like months ago with them, and I was a bit confused. But I will give you the name of my little ditty. Log in with YouTube. Sweet. Straight into it. No kissing. Straight in. Let me just see what the crack is here. Come on, Streamlabs. Come on. Come on. I fucking come on. Come on, Streamlabs. Now let's see what the crack is here with Streamlabs. Maloney's Digest on the chatbot. The chatbot is now available. Fucking view chatbot. Caps protection, symbol protection, all that jazz. Let me see. Widgets have been moved. Got it. Sweet, man. Widgets. Okay. My account, my donations. Yeah, I think it's all. It's all. Let me see if I can get my account. Fuck me, I don't know what's going on here, man. Merch. Yeah, well, if you just go to Maloney's Digest on Streamlabs, you can definitely. I'd appreciate the donation. That's it's very kind of you. Let me see. They don't do it for Mac though, but I'll get Landarmers and Rory in the chat. You guys have, in fairness, you've been very helpful over the course of the getting the live stream going. I do appreciate that, and I do appreciate all the help, because I'd like to do this full time, and I'd like to have a good crack with you. And I think it was it Lan, or was it Larry Murphy? He told me to get. I think it was Larry Murphy the other day when I was on the Fortnite stream. He told me to get Modern Warfare 4. I have Modern Warfare. Oh, sorry, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, and I never really played that when it was out. And I did play Modern Warfare 2 all the time, man, and played that with the Viper quite a lot. And the Viper was a sneaky old fucker on Call of Duty, sniping the boys from the corners, whereas I just go in with like the RPD, whatever it's called, and just be like blah, 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 heavy artillery. But that's like me as a man, straight into the fucking melee of the madness, balls out, lad in hand, just going at it, man. Oh no, it wasn't Larry Murphy, man. Barry Murphy, is it? Larry Murphy's a bad cunt, and he needs to be caged. It's an unfortunate name. Yeah, that Larry Murphy, man. Just someone fucking take him up the Dublin Mountains and just give him a bit of a talking to. Do you know what I mean? Larry Murphy. It's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. Yeah, that's the one, Rory. That is the one, my man. That's the old camper. Yeah, oh yeah. Just like the bushes, and I'd be like, fucking idiot, just running around getting my kills were high, but my deaths were like probably a little bit higher. That is the correct way to play it, in fairness. Yeah, it's just I don't have the patience to just sit there for ages, and then when someone comes out, it's like, ah! But then it was the AA-12 shotgun, so if someone came around the corner, you switch to the shotgun and go ba 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 ba. Where's Buzz at? Buzz is down in Waterford. One of the most fucking useless people to get a hold of. I asked him to finish the podcast about 2 weeks ago, and what could you do? But he's fucking hilarious, and fair play to him on it. He's doing very well at the moment. But it's Durkin's time to shine soon. Fuck that old Instagram shit, man. There's too many of these accounts. Like they've migrated from Facebook to Instagram. It's fucking Facebook with a different name. Cage that dog. I have a dog here, but I think he's in the other room having a little kip. Apex, I've heard good things about Apex. I might just like B-Ball, Steve Jennings, man. B-Ball account, man. I got fucking 19 love hearts in 3 months. I owe. Who was the subscriber who subscribed to me? The 1,000th subscriber. I owe him a request. Let me just check. I think that was like 11:47. Declan O'Connor. Declan. Yo, Declan, where you at? Go back to MySpace. I've got a class band. Yeah, 1,000, man. I've had this channel for like 3 years and I just didn't tell anyone. And I was like, what? Just get it out there and go, yesterday. Completely wrong chords. Never learned it, but it's in that book. Would you make me a top friend on Bebo? John Francis. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's great. You know, it is great that I got to 1,000. It just gives me more options on YouTube now. Radiohead. You know what? I always thought it was a bit complicated to play. I remember someone playing High and Dry, and I was like, fuck, man. But this is like 14 years ago. And it's turned out a load of songs nowadays that I thought were really hard. I'm like, fuck, why didn't I ever learn that? And, I will play a song. Yeah, and because I never understood sharps and flats. Which I was like, well, what's a B flat? But then it was the same as like an A sharp, and I didn't understand. I mean, Teen Spirit, man. That was one of my that was one in school. It was the old fucking. What's the fucking verse? Load up on guns, bring your friends, it's fun to lose and to pretend. She's so vulnerable, self-assured. I know, a dirty word. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. My fucking voice now, it's fucked, yeah. I'd have to play that. Entertain us, fucking do it, man. Christ, reminds me of going into the Music Maker in Dublin. That Fender Strat I played to them. I got that from Music Maker. Good lads. Do you remember Music Maker in the 90s and like the early 2000s? It was full of like, you know, like lads who look like me now, but with plaits. Ginger dudes with like big beards and like a plait. And then they're all wearing black t-shirts and had, you know, like shaved heads. And then they all got turfed out and there was like, how's it going, man? Cool, yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, what are you looking for? Okay, cool, yeah. Well, the guitar, the acoustics, stairs, cool, man. And I got to know all those dudes, but nice dudes with attitude, kind of groovy, laid back moods. Had to pass the guitar section to go upstairs, the electronic kit. Yeah, you did, man. Sad, yeah, but they're cool dudes now, man. Connor Dockery and the lads from the Sesh. If you ever, the Scratch. If you want to see like Celtic death metal, those boys are the boys. Listen to. Oh. Fuck. How's it go again? Roshan Gove, Black Rose. know that. No, I don't, obviously. But I do know it. Roisin Dove, Galway. Where are my headphones? I'm gonna this I can jam along to a couple of tunes for the crack. You might like that. Need to get some breakfast. What time is it over there in Canada? Must be about fucking 10, is it? It's 6 hours behind here in Sweden, I think. If it's on the eastern seaboard. I know that from living in New York. New York is... Oh, yeah. The daughter got a late notice. It's been... they fucking start school over here at 8 in the morning, which is obscene. I don't like that because, Durkin, he likes the cot. The cot is where it's at. There's a really good song, actually. I don't know if you've heard of a band called M83, but they have a song called Go, which I really would recommend. It has it's like like a French electronic outfit based in LA, but Steve I makes an appearance at the end of that. So little heads up there for you. Let me see. What fucking bit of Tin Lizzy, is it? Bit of Tin Lizzy. Roisin Dove's after you. You're hanging out with Googie Down, the Roisin man. I heard he was drinking pints of ale. Fucking, where we know? Whiskey in the Jar, full length version. Ooh, none of that radio edit bollocks. Top songs. M83, Sarah Snake, fair play to. I thought you'd like them, all right. If you like us lads, you'd like those lads. Where's the old Roisin man? Roisin. Ooh, waiting for an alibi. It's in the wrong key. Let's get the Les Paul out for this one. Can you hear that all right? Porsche is going to sue me. I got this in New York years ago for tenner. Oh yeah, I just remembered the microphone cuts off the high end of the guitar. This is the Les Paul. Got this in New York. I got this in New York the same time I got the T-shirt, and that was back in 2011. There it is. It's a zebra coil, and it's got some cosmetic damage, but I think it gives it character. The mic, what's the crack with the mic there, Lan? It's cutting off. Maybe I should turn down the volume of the... How's it sound? Jesus, the stitching on that T-shirt must be built to last. Oh, yeah. Coronation Street. Deborah Coyle. Deborah Coyle. I did my confirmation with her. How are you, Deborah? Her name was Deborah. Just the guitar sound. The mic doesn't do it justice. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. What if I cranked it up a touch? How's that? I think the mic must be EQ'd for your voice as soon as you speak the levels. Yeah, I've got this M Audio sound card, which is basic enough, but I'm learning, man. It's a learning progression. Give me 6 years, and I'll be flying. But this is nice, especially when you do the. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do a proper music stream one day where I have my P's and Q's in order. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna make myself some lunch, which Pantera guy 2007. You can't be something you're not. Stay away, keep away from. A lesson learned in life. Not since the dawn of time. Yeah, good old Pantera. Sometimes you just got to There is a fat sound from that Les Paul. It's lovely. Making lunch stream. Yeah, maybe I could actually. I'll tell you what I'm making for lunch. Well, I was actually going to make it for dinner. When the kids come home, is I've made my own sourdough pizzas, and I don't need to go to a pizzeria anymore. My pizzas are they've surpassed the professional level. Sourdough, man. That's what the hipsters are making over here in Stockholm. This shit's called snooze. And you stick it under your gum, and you get a buzz out of it. Viper shows us how to make soup. What are you going to show us? Something Swedish? Swedish meatballs. Bacon and cabbage. My dad. I can't eat bacon and cabbage since working with my dad on the building site in with my sister's place. He made a pot this big, and every day for a week he ate that shit. And at the end, after like 5 days, I was like, Dad, I can't fucking touch that stuff. What's wrong with you, son? And off I mean, it gets better the longer you leave the pen. Couldn't fucking do it. You played in a tribute band to Pantera. There's a tribute band playing in Fibbers in August. Oh man, that would be awesome. I was asked to do a gig in Fibbers with the band I play in, and that's exciting. So I mean, as I say, if you want to spread the word with the EP, it's only an EP. I want to get an album done. If I can got in touch with Ruby Works, fucking Hosier's label. Good man, Owen, you never got back to me. You cunt. But snooze is bad for the teeth. They have to say that just because they can't. It's for litigious reasons. But it's way better than smoking. Like they should have it in the UK and Ireland. People wouldn't be dying of smoking-related diseases. Of course, like nicotine isn't good for the nerves. Let's say snooze is a good buzz. Were you addicted to snooze? Were you living here in Sweden? Were you? Hosier loves a good mass. Take me to mass. I'll go up in the front of the queue. Get myself the horse, then I go back to me pew. I'll say a few prayers for me mammy and daddy, and all me cousins and me families, mates too, and me dog and the cat, and we sniff some glue. I overdosed on mass. Tommy Swords tried snooze on a cruise before. Obviously, Swedes gave it to you, and Swedes, they're always like, oh, listen, man. If you've not tried this thing before, like you're not gonna believe how crazy this stuff is, and then you feel a bit of a head rush. But actually saying that, I was at this whiskey beer festival in Stockholm a couple of years ago. I met this Iranian guy who was living here. Oh no, he was like, his parents are Iranian, and he was a cool dude. And he goes, "Hey man, that snooze you're doing is for amateurs. Try this." And he pulls out a packet of Odin's Revenge, it was called. And later on, we were in a fucking rock bar in Stockholm, and I was talking to this table full of people. Put that in, and my head starts spinning. I thought I was going to fucking throw up all over the table. So I had to say, I have to go. Wouldn't be the first time I've had to go. That's happened quite a lot. Not a good tip, but if you ever drink too much and you know you're going to puke up, just cut yourself off at the pass and just go. It's a shitty move, but better than a hangover the next day. Tried it in Paris the time we played Sweden in the Euros. That must have been Paris must have been fantastic during the Euros. I mean, I was heartbroken that I missed such revelry. A tactical bulk. Yeah, it has to be done, man. Every now and again. I learned that trick off my mate Sasha. Not a lot of bad tricks off Sasha. I played him. Lives in Edinburgh now. Good lad. Fucking maniac. Off your chops on monkey chats. I heard if you eat the crust, brings you down gently. Have you got any questions at all for me? I've been on for an hour now, and I kind of let's not blow the load in the full whack. But yeah, I just want to say, all you guys, thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed to this podcast or this live stream. And if you have any requests for video content, just let me know. And also, if you do want to if you want to go onto the Hardy Books Patreon account, if you get to the Karpaki tier, that will give you access to our Discord group, and we can just chat on that. and there's some good lads in here. Rory will testify, as will Stevie. Unreal Pantera Guy 2007. Unreal man, serious crack. We filled the streets and pulled down signs. Never seen so many lads loaded in an ambulance, cans on the street. When we were at the Euros in 2012, I burnt the candle at both ends. I think I would get about 3 hours sleep a night, if that. Do like 12 hours of filming and then go out and meet the lads afterwards. And during it, like my immune system, like I put weight on. You can see me before I go. Like I look fat. There's a scene where the van explodes and it looks like I've got man boobs. I'm like, and then I seen someone put a picture up of the promo of the film, and I was like, shit, man, I was pretty fat back then. But that's because I was making good coin, and I drove cars, and there was no habitual exercise. So pints, just going into a restaurant and shelling down like 50 quid on meals and be like, yeah, I'll have 2 cheesecakes. Feeling the bloat I was. Voiceover to a couple of videos with the boys if you can get them. Yeah, I probably can actually. That's a good idea. I could probably do that here from Sweden. I figured out how to do it, providing that they have a Chrome server. I was over for the Belgian game. I won a trip with Spa. A trip to Spa was like a trip to Mars. Boop, boop. And you get to go the game with Gary Breen. Breen, maddest day of my life. Was he good crack, Steve? Was he? Any chance of another Hardy Bucks, lad? I'd love to do another Hardy Bucks, but I think the other lads are just fucking sick of it at this stage. And that's, they do it if they got paid to do it, but I think some of them don't want to do it anymore. It's unfortunate because I would love to just go back and do YouTube videos or like do a crowdfund and just cut off all of a lot of the budget when you do TV goes to just bollocks, just paying people who don't really need to be there, but you have to have them there because it's part of it's part of the deal. Yeah, so if it wouldn't really cost that much to make. Middlemen, don't ruin Hardy Bucks. Hold your mind. If we made it to the Euros again, would you make another movie? That's the story. RTE are stopping creative contracts. I think RTE is skint, man. Like the recession screwed them, and they just had loads of daft things. I mean, like, what's the best thing that's come off RTE since the Hardy Bucks? And if there is anything, let me know. But I don't watch RTE. Anyone told you look a bit like Donny the Doomsman? Hey, fucking Donny the Doomsman. Yeah, my Irish cousin's over here. Yeah, we wrote a script for Donny the Doomsman, but RTE, not RTE, the film board declined it. So we might have another go with that. We have a couple of things a couple of other projects in the pipeline, but it's we had a really good run in the beginning with Hardy Bucks because we came out when YouTube had just started and Facebook and it spread virally. But if we were to do that now, it's kind of like that was the edge we had over. Well, probably would actually. It's hard to say. Hardy Bucks and Love Hate, two of the best things they've done. I haven't seen any Love Hate at the moment. Sarah Fingold, first time on this stream. Hello, Martin. Hello, Sarah. You're very welcome. Nice to have you on board. What was Love Hate? Was it a drama or a comedy? I don't know. I'll watch a few episodes. We'll get back to you. Aidan Gillen. I couldn't really take. I mean, I haven't seen it, but Aidan Gillen being like it just didn't strike me as a hard Dublin crime boss. Like I don't know what his performance was like. Obviously, he was great in The Wire and Game of Thrones, that kind of thing. But I just kind of felt like he was maybe in the wrong role for that. You know, you'd be expecting someone like Conor Meany, fucking from Finglas. About crime at Dublin. For anyone asking questions, Love Hate was RTE's flagship drama a couple of years ago. Had the talent of Aidan Gillen. I am Aidan Gillen. This is other voices. Watch me walk down the street. This next band wears masks and they wear African headdresses. They're mad. And the sight of Aidan Gillen walking down windswept streets in Dingle. It's a shame Republic of Telly is gone. You know, Republic of Telly fucking. I had so many ideas for them, but fell on deaf ears. Like that could have been the 11 o'clock show. Could have really launched some serious careers into the big time. But again, boys at the top. You're right. RT stopped everything and pumped money into shite like First City in the Late Late Show. First City is it's that First City has a market. You know, I mean, every like it's a soap opera and it's their flagship soap opera. So I wouldn't begrudge First City, and a lot of serious actors are in First City, such as Owen Rowe, Paulie Ronan, Saoirse Ronan's dad's in it. I think it's a nice little sideline for actors. So I wouldn't knock First City, man. They're sound to deal with. The Late Late Show, man. Same old fucking shite all the time, isn't it? Let's face it. It's been going for like 50 years. Is he Needle out yet? Who's this, Lan? Forget RTE, lads. Yeah, I took a pitch. It was called The Hard Word, which is, you know what? I'll read out the pitch for The Hard Word to you guys. See what you think of this. Probably could have been written a bit more detailed, but here's the treatment. This is what RTE turned down, okay? So let's have a listen to this. Where are you? Doesn't want to be opened. Now, here we go. Okay. So, The Hard Word, show concept, The Hard Word, a new comedy talk show from the Hardy Books, a poor man's version of The Tonight Show, low-budget, faux naive approach, hosted by Mark Maloney and Owen Colgan, featuring members of the Hardy Books, cast up-and-coming Irish talent. Weekly studio set pieces, sketches accompanied by a bad in-house band whom can just about play. Each week, Eddie is compelled to give them constructive criticism. Influences and similar concepts. Eric Andre, 11 o'clock show this morning with Richard Not Judy, Big Train and The Fast Show. Bizarre weekly challenges such as Wrestle Roulette announced after the break. Spin the Wheel of Krull. The winner or loser must grapple Krull, or resident wrestler, a parody of Top Gear's Stig. He's dressed in a Mexican wrestling mask and red velvet trunks, released from his cage, ready to tackle the selected opponent. Building up suspense for the participant. No guest or presenter can forfeit where the wheel lands. So basically, the idea was, it doesn't matter who it was. Everyone had a face on a wheel, and you'd spin the wheel, and they had to wrestle. In my idea of this person who I was going to dress up as Krull was Swedish UFC fighter Ilir Latifi, who I once wrestled, and I have to say, I've never been manhandled that much in my whole life by another human being. But yeah, it would just be funny to see like Mikey Salmon, this guy is a fucking beast, man. Just to see him, Mikey Salmon, or like stateside wrestling against like this Swedish Albanian UFC heavyweight. So release from his cage, ready to tackle the opponent, building up suspense for the participant. No guest or presenter can forfeit where the wheel lands. This will be the climax at the end of the show, as we're played out by a live performance. So probably like Kev's band doing a version of Lady in Red or something badly. And I put a note of this: steering away from being too parochial will keep the essence of the original Irish comedy, keeping it accessible to an overseas audience, utilizing YouTube and other social media to advantage. Platform cross-pollination. Set design, intentionally lo-fi black studio white chairs, shoddily made balsa wood fixtures used in slapstick stunts. So we just fucking like throw someone through a table and it'd smash. And it'd be filmed in front of a small studio audience. For comedy effect, we cut in different crowds such as Golden Globes, Oscars, UN Summit. That's pretty much, without going into too much, but we had little sections such as Culture Toast, where French Toast would do like a highbrow culture magazine edited to look like Euronews's Le Mag with a core anglais soundtrack. And he'd go into like an upmarket wine merchants in Mayfair, just get absolutely pissed and kicked out. We were going to put more like a sketch in there, like put Slave Baby in there once a week. A guest interview. So we could, Eddie and Buzz interview Dean Gaffney, for example. Buzz keeps calling him Dwayne by mistake. What's the crack with Wellard? When did he cook it? How did you get over the grief? Self-defense with Tommy Bugenhagen. The Boo shows us how to defend ourselves from would-be assailants on the mean streets of rural Ireland. He asks Dean Gaffney to impart his streetwise knowledge. Then Boo introduces Krull, our resident wrestler, spinning the wheel, announcing the participant. And then the chosen combatant must begin warming up for the grapple. Eddie's crap movie review. Tales from the Sesh. Real-life constructions of insane piss-ups along the lines of Charlie Murphy's recounting of Rick James in the 80s. Home economics with the Viper. Francis the Viper Higgins shows the youth of today how to cook cost-effective food for students. This week he'll make an omelette as he's assisted by Stateside, who is preoccupied with eating most of the ingredients. The Hard Word, a roundtable discussion with our guest. This week we have Brian Cowan discussing nice pints versus fast pints with Eddie and Buzz. He'll be given 60 seconds to rant about one of 5 topics that annoys him. He'll be grilled about how he handled the recession, and then he's made to scull a full pint of stout. Tonight, Matthew, a brief interview with a recording artist before they perform a genre of music outside their comfort zone. For example, Bono must sing Wannabe by Spice Girls while dressed up as Mel C. And then you have Wrestle Roulette, and then it's a wrap. So yeah, RTE, turn that one down. Well, RD Books. So RT can't handle anything that's actually funny and creative. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people were like, the Hardy Books, you know, they complained about a lot of the style and the, you know, compared to the YouTube days. Wasn't our doing. I'll put my hands up and say that. But Sarah Fingal, Maloney's Digest, you lot are pure gold. Whatever you do will be class. Well, that's why I want to hopefully build up crowdfunding and I'll start making content. And I'll make fucking good content at that. But like we'll see what the story is. If I just can kind of boost up the reach of this page. I'm gonna start doing sketches. I'm gonna start doing more of those funny voiceover videos. I'm gonna try and at least do one video a week from now on. Now that the finger is pulled out. This sounds gas-like. Tommy Soares, it is gas. Joe.ie might take it though. So if you're talking to fucking McGarry, here, hey. McGarry, Joel, here. Fucking sports news, man. Paul Bamo. Aha! If they can't control a project, then they don't want it. Fair enough. And we're not very controllable lads either. Fancy a roll, princess. Fucking lazy Susan, man. I'm going to get fucking Team Rhino's Redzer on the Hardy Books podcast. I'm going to talk about Roland, Kamurus, De La Riva, Spider Guad, and talk about hard Brazilian lads who like to roll with the boys. RT don't have the cop on. RT, yeah, it needs. Like the TV3 or Virgin Media, they're kind of dominating the scene at the moment. What else we got here? Would you be interested in a role in Leaving Neverland 2? What's Neverland? I've heard that Leaving Neverland. Is that like an RT? What? Do you know anyone who's going to give roles out, man? I was in Vikings. I'm in Vikings Series 2. And if you check the very last episode of Vikings, I'm in the last 10 seconds with Ivor the Boneless. So I won't give away any spoilers there. Or else I'd never work again in Hollywood. Would you be interested in a role? Patreon. Hardy Books was an accident for RTE. Yeah, it's funny because it really divided the nation. When we went on to the Brendan O'Connor show that time, I remember on the Monday listening to Colin Hayes when me and Boo were driving to Galway, and we just put the radio on, and I heard this guy from Cavan going, "Yeah, but I just don't like it. I don't like it." And he's like, "What don't you like about it?" I mean, I tell you, what do you like? I'll tell you what I like. There's a documentary there about rescue helicopters. That was grand. And he goes, "Well, you do know it's not a documentary. It's a comedy show. It's a satire show." Well, I don't like it anyway. And there was loads of people ringing in to defend us. And it was like, my daughter is doing a bachelor's in law, and she thinks it's hilarious. I was like, that's the kind of people who get it. Let me see. Do you jiu-jitsu Creonte? I haven't done jiu-jitsu for a long time, and I should be a blue belt, but I got my ribs broken the week before grading, and ended up going on the piss in Dublin for a mate's 40th. Yeah, I haven't rolled for about a year. That's why the guns are kind of, well, they're not too bad. Swan Lake. Yeah, I just go to the gym around the corner. It's just finding time, man, between kids and fucking work and whatnot. It's don't get the time, lad. Ryan Tuberty is on Parnell Street selling red tops and WMDs. What are red tops? I made a trailer for Leaving Neverland 2. If you want to check it out, let me Google Leaving Neverland. See what this is. What the crack is. Leaving Neverland. Oh, you fucker, yeah. Yeah, now I know what you mean. That's that Michael Jackson documentary. I thought it was some RTE production. It was like Leaving Neverland on RTE. Yeah. Thanks very much there, Emily, for the Leaving Neverland, Michael Jackson. Look, at the end of the day, if a grown man, wants to hang out with your kids and sleep in the same bed, should raise a couple of red flags. Not good, is it, really? I think, like Dave Chappelle said about him, that maybe he just had his youth taken from him and he was a bit fucking tapped by all the incredible amounts of fame and just wanted to kind of hang out with kids. But even still, you don't do that. You just fucking don't do it. I really want to see Vikings. Hope you're in a good amount. Yeah, I'm in the series recap of all the series. I'm in that, and then I'm in, I think, 2, maybe 3 episodes of the six episode or 6 series. Leaving Neverland is the new Michael Jackson talk. Yeah. David St. Patrick, Igor the Boneless. They didn't even have Viagra back then. Well, if they did have Viagra, the fate of humanity would have taken a different turn, Chairface, is everyone in the Hardy book still friends? Yeah, still friends. It's just that we're kind of like any circle of friends. Everyone kind of goes off and does their own thing, and they're busy doing their own thing. But when we get back together, we have good crack. I have a bonus. Sorry. You should pitch a new mock the week with the Rubber Bandits, Young Offenders, Dairy Girls, and yourselves. We could do. Would we do it? And I mean, I don't like panel shows. Like this shit of like you make a joke, it's like, ugh. I just like all these fucking thumbnails you see on YouTube of like Sean Locke and all these other fuckers on like 8 out of 10 cats, and they're all like, like you'd swear it was the funniest thing that had ever happened to humanity. Just, I'm not into it, man. I'm not into it. Don't like it. But you actually did make a trailer for it, lad. And what was the crack there? Were you Chairface got a black belt in Cluedo? Clickbait. Yes, that's exactly what that shit is. And I fucking hate clickbait, man. I hate it with a passion. Like those, like 10 top 10 cocky fighters who got dodged in, and it's like a circle around some guy's face doing this, and it's got like 7.9 million views. I should just have like, if you can think of any clickbait titles, I'm just going to lash a load up. I'm just going to put like a picture of a woman in a bikini with revealing cleavage and go like, Muscle Cars 2019, and then just have me talking. People be like, thumbs down, dude. You're on the wrong fucking channel for that. Yeah, so I blame Channel 4 for those compilations. Yeah, of course, it's Channel 4 who's doing it. Like probably some fucking soup bod who wants to get people watching as many views as they can so they can get money off the Google AdSense. Scummers. How difficult is it to pitch the likes of Netflix? It is very difficult. Netflix is, it's not as approachable. Try and find information about how to pitch. You have to go through a literary agent or that's pretty much a literary agent or a solicited production company, which is understandable because everyone will be on something the whole time. Take a picture of your own cleavage, your own arse in a dress for the cleavage. Oh man, definitely getting flagged for that. Have you ever seen or been narrating Real Prison Break? It's class. Sean Bean narrating. No, I haven't seen that. Don't really watch a lot of TV, to be honest with you. I'd say you'd be able to to crowdfunding. Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose we could probably try and get something crowdfunded, but I think the internet, I think regular TV is gone, and they know it. Like, I'd say it's probably another 5 years left till it's all online. Like YouTube will start doing YouTube Red. You got the Amazon Prime, Netflix, and yeah, I mean that's it's definitely something. I think the great thing about the internet is the fans and the creators. There's no middleman. You just basically that's kind of like how we used how the comments in Hardy Books in the YouTube days. We kind of like gauge the bell curve, and yeah, that worked. Did you ever try snooze? Kieran O'Shea, man, I fucking live on the bastards. Should never have started them, but what can you do? I put a Michael Jackson hand over the tarantula in Home Alone scene. Can you throw a link into the comments there, Lan? Let everyone see that stuff. An off the wall idea: Hardy Books, the animated series. Yeah, actually, that's something we could do. That's definitely, if you know of any animations who'd be interested in doing that. That definitely that sounds good. Steve Jennings, Landora, it's class, not my poster, but still a class poster trailer. Kieran O'Shea, he's a snooze eating machine. At least 5 went in since the stream started, and none have come out. Which reminds me, I have to buy a stock of these, which is like 10. You get them cheaper if you buy them in bulk. So I have to do that next after I make my my fucking sourdough pizza with chia seeds. So there's fiber. And apparently, sourdough has a slower release of energy into the body versus traditional yeast. I have a jar full of fucking sourdough because I'm a hipster who does bacon. Yeah, what else was going on here? Idea for Hardy Books. A dark comedy, Swedish Hardy Books. It'd just be a load of Swedes sitting around a flat, just drinking wine and being passive aggressive to each other. YouTube is the place to go. Yeah, absolutely. Pantera guy, 2007. Absolutely. We should never have neglected YouTube. I mean, YouTube is the way to go. It's timeless. And you say, I think a lot of people would love to see more Hardy Books content. There's definitely a need for that humor to come back. It's missed. I tell you this, I miss it. I miss doing it. I miss hanging out with the lads. I live here in Sweden, and anytime I go back, it's always a fucking good laugh. And I'd love to, like, I've put it to the rest of them about putting together a new series of short 6-7 minute videos, do 6 of them over the summer and just stick them out there for the fans. And that's what it's about, man. Like, we care about what the fans think. And we always did. We never, and I know it sounds like, oh, the fans, but for real, thank you all. Because a lot of the fans, we're very much a cult comedy, and I think the fans really appreciate what we do, and they get it. And it's the fact that we don't need to spell shit out. You just kind of, if you don't understand, it's funny. And nowadays, it's like, remember watching episodes of Family Guy? They mentioned some random, like, American celebrity. Oh, that's Tom Koppel, and like, don't know who he is. Next joke. You know, you don't need to spell everything out. You should have never moved out to Buzz's cottage. Hey, I've been moving back in. Don't worry about that. Do 10 minutes for the YouTube algorithm. Viper's up for it, I'd say. He mentions it a couple. Man, if the two of us, I'm telling you this, the two of us together, when we're working together, we could fucking do anything. Like I said earlier on, if we put a music album out there, it'd be fucking class, because the two of our personalities, like, he's very shy and reserved, but he's an absolute wizard. And I kind of, me and Chris, we're kind of like Liam and Noel Gallagher. I'd be a bit more like Liam, and he'd be more like Noel. You know, that's kind of how it is. He's like, I'm a fan of what he does, as well as being a friend of his. Like, I thoroughly enjoy what he does because he gets it, and there's no one else out there is doing what he does or how he does it. The Irish Cube, we love you, man. Yeah, we love you too. Absolutely. If any of you lads won't do the reunion, make the first episode about going home for their funeral. They all died in a bus smash. Have you heard I Think You're a Sound by the Viper? Brilliant. I haven't, actually. Again, send me a link. Did you intentionally mean to mention Tom Cruise in the first few episodes? Tom Cruise? Probably, yeah. I kind of, I always find Tom Cruise is quite a funny individual. It's very like this. Yeah. There's a brilliant bit Amanda Minucci does on his Time Trumpet show, which is it's Tom Cruise in the future, and you get an actor to play him. It's like, pound for pound, I am the strongest man on this planet. Feel my bicep. Hey, don't fucking touch me. I can break your neck, and I don't even need to touch you. I'm paraphrasing there, of course. Don't support City, man, please. Sounds like a bromance. I'm a Liverpool fan. And I really do hope Liverpool beat City. Really, really do. Hey man, enjoyed the first pod. Good to see you lads getting the creative juices going. Like I like to be busy. I really do. When I'm sitting around not doing anything, I get frustrated and I get all moody, and then I ring the other lads up giving out. And who wants to listen to that shit? When things are good with me, I'm fucking probably a pleasure to be around. And when I'm going through a bad patch, it's like the polar opposite. It's like, oh, not this fucking guy again. What else we got here? Hey manager, Roisin Barrett. I was playing the Bowery last night when you were hosting the Oktoberfest, and the crack was 90. It was so refreshing. Yeah, that was brilliant crack actually in the Bowery. I think I don't know, is it still open? But man, the Bowery was good to us. I enjoyed the Bowery. The knee slap fake laugh is great. What's that from? The Tom Cruise and the Amanda Nucci show. You mentioned him at least once in the first few episodes. Tom Cruise, yeah, I can't remember that. An Everton fan, you say? Tranmere Rovers, man, fucking the world. That's what I should be, but they're shite. I always thought they were a bit weird because Birkenhead. Even though I lived in the world growing up, Liverpool felt more like it was a real city, whereas Birkenhead's fucking weird. You got this big estate called the Ford Estate, which is, I don't know what's like nowadays, but that's where they moved all the dodgy people out of Liverpool into Birkenhead, and it was just a fucking war zone. We're on for the double. Who Liverpool, Champions League and the Premiership, man, it'd be fucking awesome. It'd be absolutely awesome. It'd be great to go to Liverpool for that, to just drink pints. Do you like Blue Jam and day-to-day Chris Morris stuff? Yeah, Chris Morris is a fucking legend, man. I remember watching Jam. I haven't really listened to much Blue Jam. That was the radio show, was it? And he did a lot of stuff with Spike Milligan. That was off the cuff and very funny. Why do you support Everton? Red at Buzzman. Look, I support. I mean, like, I like Everton because most of my family are Everton supporters as well. My mum was a Liverpool supporter. My dad was Everton. My cousins were Everton. My uncles were Everton. Sisters were Everton. And then when I moved to Swinford when I was a teenager, I was like, maybe I can have a fresh start and just fucking start supporting Liverpool. And then I stuck with it. I wasn't. There was lads I knew who were like Man United. Then Leeds were doing well. They were Leeds. And then Chelsea were doing well. They were fucking Chelsea. And then when United were doing well again, they went back to United. So at least I fucking nailed the colours to the mast. Yes, I'm a Liverpool supporter. Balls for life. Birkenhead is a rough spot. It is indeed. Did you ever come across Purple Aki on your travels? That's a very good question. Very good question. Purple Aki? I'll tell you a little story about Purple Aki. Purple Aki, I remember being in Cubs when I was a kid, and we went to this place in Wales somewhere, and we were all camping, and we were all telling ghost stories, and all these lads were telling these Purple Aki stories, saying, oh, there was one lad, and this purple mist came from up behind him, and next thing he turned around, it was Purple Aki, he was holding an axe. So this mythos of Purple Aki, when we were coming back from school, when we were teenagers, when I was 12, and we walked, there was this place called Earlston Cemetery, and in Earlston Cemetery is a headstone, and it's the only headstone in there, and it just says Blenko Blackie, no time of death, no dearly departed, just Blenko Blackie, and that's where the story of Purple Aki comes from. Now, Purple Aki, the other guy, the black guy, who I think he's originally Somalian, who goes around saying, yeah, goes up to young lads and goes, here, lads, do some push-ups there for us. Let me feel your muscles. And he's I think he's like 2 meters tall. He's fucking a grok of a man. And they were like, just Purple Aki. I think one guy was so afraid of Purple Aki that he jumped onto a railway line and died. So he's a wrong'un. And Purple Aki, if you try to do that shit with me, man, I don't give a fuck how big you are. You're going down. I'll take you with my fucking white belt and 4 stripes and go, fuck off. Will there be another Hardy Bucks in Swinford? I'm sure there will, mate. You know, I'm sure we will do. Leeds fans used to torment me when I was a kid. I've been enjoying them being shite. Were you a United fan, Steve? Were you? Because they refer to United as the scum. I was up in Leeds 2 weeks ago in the Irish Centre. I was playing with Cronin. It was fucking brilliant crack. A lot of good lads up there in Leeds. You know what I mean? Fucking sound. They never went to Blackburn though. Ha ha ha. Blackburn, yeah. Purple Aki loves the Hardy Bucks. A man Aki. How's Big Mick these days? He's all right, man. I haven't seen him for a long time. I met him briefly last time I was in Ireland in February, but I'd love to go on a couple of nice loose pints with him. It'd be good crack. Can't find any Leeds fans in Dublin now. Oh, don't worry. If I don't know how they're getting on in the Championship, but if they go up, I'd like to see Leeds back up. You know, top of the table. Or not top, fuck that, but like somewhere around with Leicester or keep them sweet. Did you hear Mick McCarthy during the week cursing and swearing during the game? Commentators didn't know what to do when he went. No, I didn't see that, but if you can put a link in down here, I'd like to see that. I met Mick McCarthy once in me and Owen did this hoops aid thing, and he was bang on, and his son Michael is also very sound, and like it got out. I was doing impressions of Mick McCarthy, and I believe you've been doing impressions of me, and I was like, nah. He goes, all right, go on, let's hear it. I went, hello, I'm Mick McCarthy. I'm from Barnsley. Oh, not too bad. You did all right. But he was good crack. What else are we dealing with here? I used to live around most of the boys in Hardy Bucks around where the college in Galway. Was this out in Renmore by any chance? Perpalachi is friends with Seagate. Who the fuck is Seagate? Along the lines of Perpalachi, what's the weirdest thing you've ever experienced or seen? I'll fucking tell you. I'll tell you here and now. I've seen some weird shit. But, and this is in the podcast, second podcast I did. Oh, and I think I do one with the Boo in the third one. So I've got to clip all the shite out of them. When I was coming back from London 2 weeks ago, I was on this flight coming back from Gatwick, and I had a bit of a kip on the plane. I woke up and the cabin crew said that they were going to turn the lights off before they land. So there's a Swedish guy, an old guy beside me who was munching on a big Toblerone bar, and I said to him, I didn't say anything, sorry, I'm fucking getting a bit tired now. So the lights go off, and I just so happened to look out the window, and what I thought I'd seen was like a town underneath me that we're flying over town. And next thing I see this sphere, like a glowing orb of light, just come out of the clouds and just stop and then follow us. And then it just went right off. And before it left, I grabbed this old guy beside me because I didn't want to see this by myself. I grabbed this old guy beside me and went, look! And he crams himself up against the window and he goes in Swedish, oi, 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 det var en UFO. And I went, thank God, someone else seen that. So then I tried to take a picture of it, but like I had the camera on with the flash and it just took a picture of the window, and then I left the camera running. So we had the Wi-Fi on the plane. So the word Foo Fighters comes from when the pilots doing the bombing raids would see these glowing orbs flying alongside the planes. And in this description of what Foo Fighters were, it said glowing balls or wedge shapes. So I read this to the guy. Then I looked over the video of what it is, of the footage that I got, and it classically looks like shitty UFO, fucking blurry dots. You can kind of see it floating around. And then it disappears. And then all of a sudden in the top left corner, very faintly, it just turns into kind of like a wedge shape. And I went, that's what I said. Then after I spoke to him, there's this guy, he was a London businessman wearing a suit. I turn around to him and I say, did you see that ball of light that was following us outside? And he goes, I did see that. And I could see a point. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's seen that. So then I thought, sent it out to a load of WhatsApp groups, because I was actually starting to get paranoid that I'd seen this thing, as you do. But then I thought I'd be a bit cheeky and ask the cabin crew and see if the pilots had seen it. And I said, Did you see that ball of light that was following the plane? What ball of light? I'm like, the ball of light that was following the plane. Did you see it? Did the pilot see it? And I looked in, and the pilot's eyes darted like this. And she goes, no, that's just one of those Chinese lanterns. And I was like, what, doing about 600 miles an hour and then shot off to do about 1,500 miles an hour. And then she goes, lay off the drugs, buddy, and laughed it off. And the guy behind me, the businessman, goes, no. So that's one of the weirdest things I've seen. I haven't seen ghosts or any of that kind of thing, but Owen was telling me that his brother Patrick and his American cousin, who played the big odd job looking dude in the last series, they were at a wedding and they stayed in this castle in Galway. And Patrick, Owen's younger brother, was sleeping in the top room, and apparently he got really, really freaked out by whatever happened in this castle, and they woke up to find him sleeping on the floor downstairs. So yeah, man. So that was weird. I genuinely did see that, and if you want to check it out, there's a link. The closest thing that looks exactly like that, what I've found, is if you type in, fuck it, I'll just put a link into the box for you. So check 1 second. Bear with me now, Law. So I'll stick a little link. Check that link out. That is exactly what I've seen. Stemming on the vinegar stroke, just fucking jabbing it out. You should come to Rochdale. You'd see some weird shit. Sure, Rochdale, man. Is that where all the fucking nonce rings were happening? I'm sure you would. Eddie, do you still hang out with Stateside? He's some mystical specimen. He talked, like, for a long time, Stateside was just trolling everyone and being weird on Facebook. But when you get past that weird vibe with him, he's actually pretty sound. Yeah, so I just speak to him. He was over in Philippines there. He's got himself a Filipino woman, and he's happy. So fair play to him. French Toast got abducted by E.T., called an absolute prick. Our Rendlesham forest job. Heston Blumenthal's after you. You don't know who Seagate is, and you're smoking his barley. Okay. Who is he? If you're interested in this, then you might want to watch Captain Ray Boyer, who reported a UFO over the Channel Isles. Everyone saw it. Nothing ever came of it. Nothing ever does, man. I mean, it's like the frustrating thing is, yeah, I seen that, but I can't tell you what it was. I saw. I don't know what it was, and so it's kind of when they still kind of. I mean, 2 days later, I told my friend Josef here in Sweden, and he sent me a link to a woman who'd seen the same thing as I seen. What I seen. So, yeah, I mean, people are filming it on their phones, but what are they? It's just balls of light in the sky. So no one knows what they are. Stateside had some serious voodoo energy. Man, one of my favorite episodes was the Oxygen Festival episode where it's like, what's that fucking stink, man? He was trolling. He was just trolling people, talking weird shit to people online. I wonder who those orbs. I wonder, are those orbs an earthly phenomena? I don't know, man. Like, who knows what they are? Like, I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes in the last couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised by a lot of shit that goes on. I think there's a lot out there unexplained that sometimes I don't even think we can comprehend. It's either one or two things. The world is just us spinning on a rock, and it was a complete chance, and that's it. Or else there's so much out there that we can't see. And I don't know, I sound a bit fucking nuts now, but I've always been kind of interested in paranormal stuff since I was a kid. So yeah, it's interesting. But like, I don't know. The weird thing about when I seen that thing from the plane is it looked normal. It wasn't cinematic. It wasn't like, whoa. I was just like, well, that's unusual. Oh fuck, it's one of them Foo Fighters. So it's kind of weird, and it just looked normal. So I don't know what the big deal is really. It's not like War of the Worlds kind of stuff. All come back home would be gas. Yeah, that man, it'd be great. Like, I don't. I think we're gonna get something going together. But it's, if we can find someone to fund us, whether like the way Steve Coogan got like Foster's Comedy to fund him, that would be a way of doing it. Maybe it's another job for Joe.ie, so you can all just keep harassing Joe and just say fucking do some shorts with Hardy Bucks in space. Like a bale of silence twerking. Fighting the ballpark was a great episode. Oh, we know. Eastwood, I think there's so much out there. Yeah, that probably is. Like you'd always hear back in Ireland. You'd always hear like the older ones. I've got a weird one for you as well. When I was a kid, we were over visiting Ireland on holiday. I went over with my brother-in-law and my sister. They were like 9 years older than me, and they were fucking cool, man. They were Trish and Henry, and Henry bought the surfboards, and we went round Ireland, and I got dropped off at some friends of the family in Boyle in Roscommon, McGoverns, lovely people if you're watching, and I had great crack there. But when they were in Achill Island, they were staying with a friend of the family called Doreen, and she had a cottage that had been converted into like a living quarters out the back, and they'd had an argument. They used to argue quite a lot, and during this argument, like the fire was just pretty much ashes, and all of a sudden the door flies open and the fire just fucking blazes. And usually if you'd open the door and there was a fire on, the fire would come out the window. But my brother-in-law turns to my sister and goes, "Oh, are you a witch?" She goes, "No, that's not me." So they had a really weird, like they looked around, there was no animals, there was no people around, just something fucking weird happened. And then the next day they said to Doreen, he goes, "Oh, Doreen, I think we might have encountered some of the spooks." And she goes, "Oh, they don't like to be called spooks." So that's another weird one for you. Definitely the Christmas special series 1 was my favorite episode. Thanks very much, John. Yeah, that was that got cut to ribbons. It would have been better if we just left alone. If Martin bulked up a bit, he'd be the spitting image of Alex Jones. Alex Jones, super male vitality. We got goblins on the internet and they're taking over your souls. Yeah, Alex Jones, man, he's full of shit. I mean, he'll tell you about 90% of the truth, but he won't get to the juicy core of it. I think he's a bit of a I mean, obviously, from watching Alex Jones, that kind of woke me up to watching a lot of other stuff, but certain things he won't be willing to say. You're the head of Sheamus the Wrestler. Yeah, I actually spoke to Sheamus the Wrestler very briefly. I was hanging out with his manager once, and he had him on Skype, and I was like, "How are you, Sheamus?" And he went, "Fella, how's it going?" And then your man's battery died, and that's the last time I've ever heard from him. But I'd say he's sound, man. It'd be funny to do. Imagine if I beefed up and started doing pro wrestling and called myself something like Mihal, Sheamus and Mihal. I just got thrown around by Kane. Eddie, what's your favorite line in the Hardy Bucks? Mine's probably when Buzz said the Badgers had tea. That's funny that you like that, because I get that bit. I thought I over the first series. There was a couple of crew members who were just ruining the buzz, man. They were like, we had to replace some of the crew or demote their position who were working on the YouTube stuff, which we weren't happy about. And there was one guy in particular who was just what am I doing on this fucking set? Wouldn't do anything. He'd just sit there with a camera and not move, not get any dynamic shots, just being a real fucking elitist knob. And so to rebel against that, I would just act as ridiculous as possible during the performances. But I thought I kind of overdid it a lot in the first series. But then again, it depends on what you're into. Bring on Colgan on the stream, Galad. I will do, but it's just getting them to do it. And I need to figure out how to get a Google Hangouts going on the stream. Then we can talk to each other, but I'll figure that out. I'm getting the OBS fixed. Return the Frogs Gay. Soft Lad, Series 3. So funny. Hand cream. Oh, Slippy Fingers. That's the man from the bacon adverts. Ham's cool. Lord beer. Can we create a business model of Hardy Bucks selling the Alex Jones brain pills to fund the show? I'm sure we could, man. I'm sure we could. Sherry fucking got me, mom. Singing a fucking tone, mom. He has a channel called Celtic Warrior Workouts. He's in serious shape for 40-year-old. Who? Sheamus does. He's 40. Well, I'll be. Not a hair on his chest. To get choke slammed by Kane would be on the bucket list. Yeah, that'd be one. I got tackled by Jerry Flannery once for this Joe thing we did in 2009, and I sidestepped him twice while wearing slip-on shoes, and then I was like, oh, and your man goes, the producer was like, Dara was like, no, you have to take the tackle. And because I knew the tackle was coming, I braced myself too much. Fuck me, man. It took the wind right out of my lungs. He couldn't eat the breakfast for the fear he couldn't drink the can. That was Lexus in real life knew a guy who said that for real. He said, no. I couldn't eat the breakfast for the fear I couldn't drink the can. I think the one where Eddie is lying in the bed and telling him he has a safe pass but goes to Trevor Brennan. Oh yeah. Slap your jaw asunder. Great line. Oh man, yeah, there was so many fucking quotes in the Mitzi Turbo Cup. Sell us all tickets. See, the funny thing is when we went from doing the first couple of episodes on YouTube and then we did the Mitzi Turbo Cup, a lot of people didn't like the Mitzi Turbo Cup. And it's the whole thing is with Hardy Bucks, the more you watch it, the funnier it gets. There's stuff that you'll miss the first time, and it's kind of like there's so much packed into each episode that you just have to kind of keep watching it. Multi-layered. Sells TikToks for 20 quid and call them Hardy Bucks power pills. They probably do more than Brain Force, to be honest with you. Hi from Wexford. How are you fucking loather, man? Tommy Swords. We all have a bit of Lexus in us. We do, indeed. Hardy Bucks, session pills. Have you ever been on the job all bank holiday weekend? Candle burnt at both ends. Yeah, one of the worst times was the Rory Gallagher Festival 2010, and did the Friday to the Monday, and I had to drive home on the Monday, and that was, I've never experienced fear like it. It was fucking awful, man. And there comes an age where you just, at a certain age, you're not fit for it anymore. But I'd have a good fucking terror pound again. Martin, how did you come up with the Trevor Brennan lines? Anyway, so random. That was because when I was watching, or back in the time when Trevor Brennan hit that fan when he was playing for Toulouse, me and Owen would just recreate we'd look at the pictures of the people in the crowd and then we'd recreate the facial expressions when we were living together in Galway. And there was one, Trevor Brennan's just like tearing into the guy. He's got a beanie hat like this. And then there's a picture of a woman who's sitting beside that lad as he's getting hit. And she's doing this. Like as if this is going to stop Trevor Brennan from piling onto you. So yeah, Trevor Brennan was kind of like, at the time, we'd always go Trevor Brennan. But I just thought it'd be funny to throw Trevor Brennan into the mix. The Stig. Mitzi Turbo Cup and using a Subaru Impreza WRX, I couldn't stop laughing. The Skyline is a taxi as well. I'm a big car guy, so I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, that was the Dragon, man. Wayne, fucking Dragon. Well, the Castletown, dickheads. Yeah, that's what it was. You know, rural Ireland. It was all about, like, if you ever go to Castlebar, man, outside the TF, man, go to Carboyle out there, and fucking get lads and souped up Boras, Altezas, fucking Passats, Audi A4, suspension hanging off it. Tipperary Trance, man. In the Damon Ivan movie, was your accent inspired by Brad Pitt and Snatch? No, it was inspired by a couple of people I met at times, you know what I mean? But a padded dad had it. Padded. Dirty, so cool. He is handy with the steel. He'd fight lads down country lanes, throwing sweet combos to their jaw. fuck. What is that? If anyone knows that chord. Patty dog. He fights any man. Patty. He trap any jaw asunder. Fuck it. Fuck yeah. I'd like to fight. Never learned those couple of cheeky face contests. There's a lady whose shoe all that glitters is chunk, and she's buying an 8-ball in Glasnevin. When she goes to Yukio, the floor is covered in bags, 'cause you know everyone's on the coke these days. Ooh, it's like Columbia, and she's buying an 8-ball in Glasnevin. And it makes me wonder, ooh, will I shit the bed, yeah. Better fucking Stairway to Glasnevin. But yeah, not saying that coke is around Glasnevin, it just reminded me of Stairway to Heaven. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you are only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you are only waiting for this moment to arrive. Not a bad old tune. Have we any requests for tunes? And I'll wrap it up because we're nearly at 2 hours, man. I told you I'd give you a good one for subscribing. You're all sound. Hey, man, what was the rationale behind the big gap in the plot between Series 2 and the film Series 3? That was like 4 years. So, like, we just kind of kept rolling with the years, I suppose. I like the fact that he was just back from the States and that Salmon didn't seem to be married anymore. Was it intentional soft reboot? We were told to kind of rebrand the show, but in terms of, yeah, we just kind of kept rolling. It would have been nice to have done like something in America. I always wanted to do like a film where they went to America. I certainly wouldn't have done the Euros. I probably would have had like the lads had to go to America. But the actual story I wrote in 2009 for a film idea was the lads had a bar and they got caught selling dodgy drink and the revenue were after them, and they skipped the court case and fucked off to the States, and then they were working there illegally for Eddie's uncle, and they were in Boston and just fucking hanging out with Bostonian boys. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I'll check up the chorus and do that. Free Falling. Okay. You're a good string puller, aren't you? Thanks very much, Corin. Know any Black Pistol Fire tunes? I don't, Kate. I don't. But yeah, put a link in the description or whatever the fuck you call this chat box, and I'll check it out. Free Falling. Okay. I'll give this a go. I know it's handy enough, but I can't remember the Free Falling chords. I'm free falling, free falling. She's a good girl. She's on the charts, yeah. Where's my plectrum? I don't know. I think I got one in my watch pocket. Jim Dunlop. I had this plectrum for about 10 years. I'm a scabby cunt with the plectrums. Okay, let's see how this goes. Capo, 3rd fret. Now we're talking. Ooh, doesn't sound great. It's a bit fucking out of tune there, man. Always the G. Oh, I like that. Sounds very nice. Where are we looking now? Oh yeah, I'm in the wrong zone. Some cosmopolitan tone like Longford, absolutely. Hardy Books in Boulder, Colorado. Feel the dream. Is that where you're from, Kate? Is it Colorado job? Smoking reefers, eating stairs of death. Joey Diaz job. Oh, fucking Joey Diaz is gonna sing fucking Free Falling right here. This is the Church of Eddie Durkin's What Happening Now. Bear with me now, bear with me. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus, America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and a boyfriend too. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy, breaking her heart. Now I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free. I broke the chords up. Yeah, someone fucked it up there, man. They had it all nicely written out. Then it's like G/G/DA. And it's like, why would you do that to me? Now I'm free. I'm free falling. I'm free. I'm free falling. Yeah, you got the general idea. Did you like that? Did you? Durkin Bros Band. Let me see what else we got here. Give us a belt of Luna's. Got 5 on it. five on it. Let's see if I can. I'll give that an old guitar, ultimate guitar like 5 on it. Is that not Warren G? I got 5 on it. Please give me the chorus of this. Luna's. Oh man, it's one of these B flat minor 9. Okay, that's handy enough. All these fucking. Okay, G. That's a tricky looking one, all right. G flat. Sorry about this. I'll fucking wing it, man. Fuck. I'll just do the chorus. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. Grab your keys. Oh, no, fuck that. I have to. I'm very unfamiliar with that. So, have you seen Terry lately? Who? Fucking the brother, is it? You're living in Thailand, man. Renting out scuba gear. Songster would be more my buzz now, if I'm honest. Cotton Eye Joe. Funny enough, I'll tell you something about the Rednecks. I know the guy, the drummer in Rednecks. He lives here beside me. He's a neighbor of mine. And he's like, yeah, man, you should. There's a place in Rednecks if you want to join us. And I was like, get that Joe. Fuck me. I wonder, can I get Cotton Eye Joe? Cotton Eye Joe's after you. Alexa's song. Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Joe's doing hard time in Castlereagh. Okay. Sex and violins. You got me, got that Joe. I'd be mad a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Got that Joe. You got me, getting that Joe. I'd be mad a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Got that Joe. You can't tell like a man when it's gone. And all that feels on. Cause I'm strong. His ass has tools. Smell with his gun. And he come and put his finger up my bum. Yeah. Foo Fighters. Oh, what Foo Fighters song? What's the name of it? Times Like These. It's in D, I think. Times Like These chords. Times Like This chords. Let me see. I'll do Times Like These, and then I'll wrap it up because we've all got fucking stuff to be doing. Okay, here we go. I'm a one-way motorway. I'm the one that tries to wait and follow you back home. I'm a street light shining. I'm the white light blinding bright. Oh fuck, it's wrong chords. Turning off and on. Oh, it's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these and times again. I'm a new day rising. I'm a brand new sky that hangs the stars above tonight. I'm a little divided. Do I stay or run away and leave it all behind? It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you learn to give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these and time again. Yeah, I fucking botched that up in a couple of bits, but bit of growl, man, bit of growl. Curtis Mayfield. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that beep in the alley. What? Oh man, I actually might just fucking do it. That was one me and the Viper used to listen to a shitload when he made this amazing mixed CD, and it had just the two of us. Tupac, where they did it was the same as I can't remember the fucking name of it. It had loads of stuff like Curtis Lowe, The Breaks, loads of good stuff. It was called Soul Music for Geezers, was the name of the Bushman. Curtis Mayfield. Are you there, Curtis? Yeah. No. Wait, it's Mayfield. Come on, Bushman. Come on. Bushman. Yes. Do we have it? No. Don't have it. Silent life, a crime. Solo after verse 2. So it just looks like it's... That was the worst tab I've ever seen. Absolute letdown. Pusher Man version 2. That's fucking shite, man. How can you not have Pusher Man on guitar tab, ultimate guitar tabs? I need to go. Oh, fuck it. We'll abandon that. Next time I'll do that for you. National anthem to... Actually, you know, I never learnt the words because Scratchy wouldn't teach me Irish in school. So, unfortunately, I just always go, Shinna Fina Fo, no, 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 no. It's a, you know, Irish, genetically, Irish parents, lived in Ireland for ages, but just couldn't fucking figure out, like, it's hard to sing words you don't understand. It's like the Angelus, never learned that. I bet Secret Smile by Semisonic was on there. Nobody knows it, but she's got a secret smile. No, that wasn't on there. What's your address? And we'll end your live stream about you getting swatted. All jokes aside, you have a great voice and skills on the axe tack. Oh, thanks very much, Kate. I've been playing for like 20 years. Music was always the first thing, and then kind of stumbled into comedy. Do you have the S streams up? I want to play my dad's song to him. Okay, I will leave you with a song. Song with a B. I'll leave it on a song that's good crack. Good old fucking crack. Okay, I'll give you a list. Bowie, Primal Scream, Rolling Stones, Creedence, Thin Lizzy, Oasis, The Beatles, Kiss, ZZ Top, The Who. So throw one in. One of my own, yeah. I'll leave that till the next time because I'm a bit out of practice on the. I haven't really played them for ages. Oh fuck it. I certainly won't be doing the. Fuck it. You know, I'll do one of my own. Why not, man? Bowie or Maloney. In hopes to gain, the gambler loses everything he owns. Tries to win his money back, he's losing control. Forever chasing the pot of gold, he's always out of reach. Crashing to his drink, he tells me how his kids won't eat. He sings the same sad song. Downward spiral, out of luck, it's someone else's fault. He hopes to gain, the gambler loses everything he owns. Tries to win his money back, he loses it all. Money. Oh fuck, what is it? In the pub, going's good, bad in the pub, he's friends with everyone. And when he's up, he'll never tell how much he's really won. But he's gone back to square one, he tells the same old tale. The game is rigged, house always wins, man who's born to fail. The man's a wreck, his nerves are shot, falling far from grace, harsh lessons etched across his face. He hopes to gain, the gambler loses everything he owns. Tries to win his money back, he's losing control. because it's all.
Win or lose, that chick is up. Horse is nearly home. Can he make it scrape it through? Loan sharks on the phone. No one cares each way when you're down and out. If the gambler takes a tip, he's given. And get out while he can.
Yeah, I'm a bit rusty on that, man. A bit rusty, but that's The Gambler. You can hear that on my EP. Brian Kennedy. Bring It On Down by Oasis. Well, look, it's fucking 2 hours and 11 minutes, man. I thought I was only going to do like 15 minutes, but it's actually been brilliant crack hanging out with you. An actual jam. But you'll be seeing more of me. Thanks very much. Glad you enjoyed that. I'm going to start doing some gigs, maybe Electric Picnic and Being Soul. I need to get in touch with those boys. I might leave you with one fucking Oasis one, and then we'll call it quits. Might do Be Here Now, because that's a... Oh, wait. Wash my face in the morning sun. Capital City, brewing up a storm. What's the name of that song? The Oasis one. It's
wash my face in the morning sun. The song that I'm singing, be my magic copyright. Fly me down to Capital City.
Be Here Now. Yeah, I was right. I'll do that one. I'll give that a fucking good blast, and then we'll wrap it up. It's been great fun. Fair play to you all. And get on the Hardy Books Patreon account as well. You can fucking have 24-hour access to me in private. Let me see. Gustav Bertoni, not him. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. Okay. It's in B. Fuck. B, C sharp minor. Right, it is.
So wash your face in the morning sun. Flash your pan at the song.
Fuck, that's yeah. Okay, now I have it. It's a different key to what I usually play it in. So let's give this a go. Be Here Now, and then I'm gonna fucking call it a day. Suck it till it bleeds.
Wash your face in the morning sun. Flash your pan at the song that I'm singing. Touchdown place, living on the run. Make no sweat at the hole that you're digging. Wrap up cold when it's warm outside. Your shit jokes remind me of Dixie's. Be my magic copyright. Fly me down to Capital City and kick it up a storm. From the day that I was born, sing a song for me, one from Let It Be. Open up your eyes, get a grip on yourself inside. So wash your face in the morning sun and flash your pan at the song that I'm singing.
Fuck it. I should have had auto scroll. That's what you get. Still crack. Thanks all for being here now. And yeah, man, I'll see if I can do one of these. I've downloaded Call of Duty 1, so I might do a bit of a gaming stream later on if you want to stick around for that. And 24-hour access to you. She'd be selfish to ask for more. All right, dudes. Kate, thanks very much. Rory, Mama Duck, Irish Cube, Steve Jennings, Landormer, Andrew Lowther, Padlock Gamey, Tommy Swords, Colin Irsi. I always think it's Coram Israel. All you guys, man. Anyone else who I didn't mention there, Rory Gaiman, all the boys. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you for getting me to 1,000. That means I can hopefully start doing this super chat jazz in the future or whatever, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna have more content coming out soon. So yeah, all right, dudes. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.